Hi everyone, I'm James. I teach STEAM and innovations at Citadel Middle, and many of you who know me know I love technology. And I'm going to talk a little bit about technology from a different perspective, and I'm going to ask you to figure out, before we get to the end maybe, what's my favorite thing? I love pushing buttons though. Maybe this gives you anxiety, and yeah, okay, this isn't the right place when learning to fly, pushing all the buttons to find out what stuff does. That's maybe not the best way to do things, but I encourage teachers to push all the buttons. And I encourage you to think about software engineers. They make all this amazing stuff, but they don't make it for a what. They make it for a who. They make it for an end user. They make it for my end users, my students. And I want to talk a little bit about Immersive Reader. This is built into all sorts of Microsoft products, and it is a great button because it makes you think of a who. Like my students who have difficulty reading, if you're under 13, listening comprehension is higher than reading comprehension. Now, how much more true is it if you didn't grow up speaking English? But if you didn't push the button, you won't know who it's for. This button was for my student Molly, who is legally blind. Doesn't mean no vision. Sometimes it just means not enough vision. And maybe this color is better for Molly, or the green and black, or the different font. Maybe she needs to have it read to her while in this background. Or some of my other students who need something in their home language. Like we can have different translations into Arabic or into 100 and something languages right now. But if you didn't push the button, you won't know who it's for. Like my student who needed it in Arabic but couldn't read Arabic because the Syrian war had been going on for 6 years. He'd never been to school. So we took his FM transmitter, the aux cable, and we beamed Arabic into his hearing aids. Or my student Aaliyah, who just needs to see it again. So we created some QR codes, and when she points the iPad at different QR codes, a little video pops up to better explain what was the lesson about. But if we didn't push the buttons or try the QR code, we won't know who it's for. Now, what about those lessons we learned in grade 1 about breaking words up into syllables? But wouldn't it be great if we learned something in grade 1 and then used it? Immersive Reader will break any text into syllables, and you can use those skills to solve those problems. Or kids who already learned how to read another language can get the mechanics in our language by pressing on the grammar button. They can see, oh, adjectives come before nouns. And that's not like how it is in my language. But if you didn't push the button, you won't know who it's for. My son Logan had a little difficulty with eye tracking initially when he's learning how to read. Line focus allows him to just highlight only this one line, or maybe 3 lines. He has some choice and advocacy. He can widen it or shorten it as he needs, or then, like he is now, just turn it right off. And what if you want just a little bit of help? Maybe you have learned some English, but you need a little help with the word however, and you need it in Mandarin. So you hover over there and get just that one word translated. But what if you need a little more help? Then just flip the whole document into Mandarin. And if you push this button here, it reads it to you in Mandarin. But if you didn't push the button, you won't know who it's for. Every year I've taught school for 23, I've had a student with autism, and they have used pick symbols to organize their day. Microsoft partnered with Boardmaker, so now when you hover over a word, you get pick symbols. My son was baffled. Pine trees and spruce trees have needles, cedar trees have... I know what that is. Dad, did you know that cedar trees have scales? I didn't. So my student Caleb, he has troubles with multi-step math. By being able to highlight it, if you write it in OneNote, you can click the replay button and watch the steps write themselves out on the screen. It's been there for years. Did you know it? Push the button. Now you'll know who it's for. You can also ask it to solve for X. We circle this, hit the math button. It'll solve it, graph it, even show you the steps. Hey, is that the Immersive Reader button? Now we have accessibility. We can have something teach it to us. Here's another QR code. By using the translator app on my phone, I show the kids the QR code or this 5-digit code, and in OneNote, they add it in live captions, and when I'm talking, my lecture appears down the side so they can take it with them. And this button is Reading Coach. It listens to children read. It grades them for them and shows them this is the words you did well, but these are the words you need help with, and it encourages them. Practice makes progress. It encourages them to keep going. So these are all my students, and all these buttons allow for different pathways for them to get to the same finish line. Being an independent reader and providing them with that kind of abilities makes me a more inclusive teacher. And that's my favorite thing. So I'd like to leave you with a thought. Did any of these buttons make you think of a particular who? Please take a moment, turn to your neighbors right now, and tell them a story. Thank you.